going to start by removing this 18mm nut here. It might not come off first try with just the air gun, but if it doesn't, we'll try different things. I'll give this a shot though. Oh, looks like it did. A lot of times it doesn't, so you'll have to either hold the stud here with locking pliers or use a little socket on here and drive the stud in while holding the nut with a wrench. This worked for me though, so let's move up top and with a 15mm remove that nut. I'm going to get my ratcheting wrench in here, try to break this free first. Okay, and there we go. The stud started spinning, which is exactly what I was expecting. And I'm going to use a 5mm Allen and hold the stud, or you can spin both at once if you want. But basically, while the stud is stationary, you can remove the nut with a wrench, or you can hold the nut with a wrench and then spin the stud to pull it out. But here you go. Remove the rest of the nut here. Take that off. At this point, you'll notice it doesn't really want to come out either way. It hits up against here if you try to pull it. It doesn't want to come down, and that's because you need to do both sides at once so that you can pull this sway bar down completely. That top stud will clear, and then you can pull the sway bar link out. So let's do the same to the other side. Now with both sides disconnected, you can pull this down, just like that. Remove the sway bar link, and of course do the same on both sides while you're at it. And let's install the new ones. Pry this down a little bit. I have the other one ready. I'm going to put the other one in as well. And then bring the whole sway bar down and put the stud up into where it belongs. Do the same to this side, of course, at the same time. Okay, bring them both up. Oh, there we go. Might have to bend the stud a little bit. Let's start on the nuts. You'll notice I put some grease on the threads. I like to do that because it'll help the nut go on easier, and also it'll help it not to seize up in the future. You can put anti-seize if you want. I just prefer grease. Start on the top nut as well. Do the same to the other side, and then we'll snug them up. Start with the bottom, 18mm socket. Okay, it looks like the whole stud is spinning, so we'll have to get a wrench on here and either locking pliers or a socket on here. I'm going to put an 18mm wrench on the nut and then an 8mm socket on the stud. I'm going to hold the stud and tighten up the nut. All right, that's bottomed out. Give it a good snug. That's perfect. Let's move up to the top. 15mm wrench on this top nut. So bring it down by hand while I can. And then same size Allen head that you used to remove it on the stud. And this one, you can do both at the same time. And we'll just go till it's nice and tight. Okay, that's snug. Perfect.